911, what's the location of your emergency?
I'm reporting a missing child. And at this point, I start to panic and freak out because that can't be the case. She was dropped off. I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? And I'm like, no, you've got nothing to hide. Give him your phone. If you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious. Like, what are you doing?
I feel like sometimes people struggle to show real emotion when they're aware of what the truth is.
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything.
On February 25th, 2024 in Kissimmee, Florida, Madeline Soto celebrated her 13th birthday party with family and friends. The joyous occasion was quickly overshadowed by fear and panic just one day later, when her mother arrived to pick her up from school only to learn Madeline never made it to class. Police and investigators launch a massive search operation, but as they piece together the clues from her last 24 hours, shocking evidence and glaring inconsistencies begin to emerge, suggesting her disappearance may be connected to a far more sinister truth. The following report is based on police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. On a late evening of February 26, 2024, the Orange County Sheriff's Office receives a 911 call from a caller with a dire concern.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
Police, possibly. I'm reporting a missing child.
Okay. And the child that you're trying to report missing, are you calling on behalf of the parent?
Yes, on behalf of the mother. She's right.
Okay. And then how long has it been, though, since you guys have last seen her?
Since this morning. She was dropped off at school this morning, and apparently she never showed up. We called everyone we knew. No one's seen her.
After collecting more details, the dispatcher assures the caller that a deputy will arrive as soon as possible. However, no help arrives. She calls back 2 more times, attempting to express the urgency of the situation.
Do you need police, fire, or medical?
No, it's not a medical issue. We have a missing child since this morning. We already called 3 times.
That's wild, bro. I couldn't
Just
imagine.
waiting for a deputy to respond.
We're waiting for a deputy to respond.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long more do we need to wait? It's a child missing.
I understand that, ma'am, but I'm just not able to give out ETA. I don't know when they'll be there.
So this is not important for you guys? Really?
We were very busy in the area. Look, I understand they'll be there as soon as they can, okay?
The chilling reason for the delay and what had deputies in the area so busy would soon raise more questions about the timing of her disappearance. At 7:48 p.m., Deputy Joseph finally arrives at the scene to meet with the missing girl's mother, 35-year-old Jennifer Soto, and her boyfriend, 37-year-old Stephen Stearns.
Hi there.
Hey there.
Hey there. What's going on?
So, was dropped off close to school this morning, but never made it. I went to pick her up from school.
I'm sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
She looks high as hell, dude.
Are we looking for another kid or we have a kid?
Looking for another one.
With more than one missing child in the area, the fear that she may have been abducted remains a possibility.
So she was supposed to be dropped off at school, didn't make it to school.
Didn't make it to school. I went to pick her up from school today,
Okay.
and she never came out. I got an email from the school saying she was absent, but I also messaged her teacher, and he looked at her entire attendance today and saw that she was completely not at school today either.
Okay.
So she never made it.
Just had her 13th birthday.
13. What was she last seen wearing?
Green hoodie, white Crocs, either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Do you know if she has like friends in the area?
She does, but she doesn't know where they live. I asked all of them.
Is this like, does she like have any places that you guys know that she'll usually be at? Any friend's house? Any places that like she likes to hang out?
Typically,
No.
Not typically?
No.
Okay. By any chance, does she have a phone number or phone?
She does, but she left it at home today. I have it.
You have it.
Oh, how convenient. Yeah, being she's missing,
How
yeah,
about-
you got
Does she have like Apple Watch? No. Does she have
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
a school laptop? Is that trackable?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
It should be. It should be.
If the Wi-Fi's turned on, It'll try to connect to the Wi-Fi.
Look at that, kids. Kids coming through. They know. Kids are smart, bro.
Without her cell phone, the laptop is their only hope of tracking Madeline's location. Attempts were made to locate the laptop, but unfortunately, the last pinged location was near downtown Orlando on February 22nd, 4 days prior to her disappearance.
Does she not have a history of running away or anything?
Never.
She just hanging out and lost time kind of thing?
Possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like, so she's embarrassed by his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
It's an image thing. She's in the face.
But he dropped her off half a block away and.
She in a phase? What you mean? I don't like that guy.
No, we called school.
She was walking in that direction. She was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones before she got her walking on.
Yeah.
But she was just kind of, shambling over in that direction. It looked the same as any other morning.
A sudden phone call puts the room on high alert as family and officers alike wait to hear if it's news about Madeline.
Hello? Yes?
Hi, Principal. I'm okay. How are you?
Stefan leads officers to the location where he believes he dropped her off for school, but a parent's struggles with his memory give them a less than ideal start.
Was it here?
It was along this stretch. I can't remember the exact spot, but it was around where these communities were. Oh, thank you. So it's like around where these communities were.
Okay.
And it's just like in this stretch, like we could see the overpass down there.
I don't believe him.
Just on the other side of the overpass.
I think it's that guy.
With a general idea of where Madeline was last seen, officers begin to search a nearby apartment complex for any sign of the missing child.
No cameras as of right now.
I can't believe that in this day and age, there's no cameras putting on anywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying
I
to
died?
find
What the
something. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Deputy Joseph appears to have better luck as he reviews surveillance footage at a church half a mile from Madeline's school, where a young girl fitting her description was captured on camera in the early morning hours.
Ooh.
There's like a car full.
Yeah, he left and she walked onto property. And then she actually dozed back onto property.
I guess she left.
So she's still sitting there.
Ventura, what's the other?
What they were saying, right? She left her phone on to me. It's like, that feels intentional. You know? Like, I don't want to be tracked. So I'm going to try bumping it up like 10 minutes to see if she's in there. Yeah.
Oh, wait, there is a person getting out of the car.
She's gone by 9.
Hopeful that Madeline's movements can be tracked, a K-9 search unit is dispatched in the intersection near the school where Madeline may have walked. The stakes are high and every second counts, but after nearly 15 minutes of searching, they've yet to pick up her trail.
I mean, if I had to guess, get out of there. If I had to guess, you probably went that way. But, ow! He dumped her off here, or he dumped her off up ahead? Okay.
And she walked this way, coming down.
So her scent's probably all over here anyway.
Come on, K9, do your job. Find the chick.
No.
Good
Okay.
boy.
Yeah, we can call it.
Back at the church, Deputy Joseph shares what he saw on the surveillance footage with Madeline's aunt.
Okay, it's blurry video, but it looks like a child sitting right there. And I don't see her getting into anybody's car in the video. I see her sitting on property for give or take 10 minutes and then walking off property. I don't know which way she went from there and get more video. No.
Speculating that Madeline may have wandered away on her own, the officer asks if there's anywhere she may have gone that she wouldn't want her mother to know about.
I have no idea. We checked her phone. I didn't see any, like...
Crazy stuff. Like, yeah, me neither, yeah.
I didn't see her trying to, like, plan anything with anyone. And I just really don't think she's the type to do it.
Just walk up and leave.
I don't see her doing that at all.
The mystery of Madeline's disappearance eludes law enforcement as a challenging night of searching meets a disappointing end. Despite their exhaustive efforts, the haunting question of where Madeline has gone and why leaves everyone grasping for answers. The following day, on February 27th, officers begin canvassing local neighborhoods, and the family makes multiple appearances and television interviews. As news about Madeline's disappearance spreads, some residents begin feeling the emotional impact.
Oh, is this about that little girl?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been crying all day long.
Yeah, she's been missing since 8:30 a.m.
Why aren't there any updates? I'm looking everywhere for anybody. I kept saying to my son, I said, I'm hoping she skipped school today.
While Orange County deputies continue knocking on doors, a detective heads to Madeline's school to speak with her best friend in the hopes she may have heard from her or has information that may lead to a breakthrough.
I thought it was fishy yesterday when she didn't text me at all, because usually even if she doesn't go to school that day, she texts me like the night or the day of, like she'll wake up early just to like text me like, hey, I'm not going to school. And she didn't yesterday, but I didn't think everything of it because I thought she like, oh, she like slept in or something.
Okay. Did you ever try to call her or text her or anything?
Yes, I called her.
And no answer?
No answer.
And that's completely out of the ordinary for her?
Yeah.
According to investigators, Madeline's phone was unplugged from the charger on February 26th at 7:04 a.m. It was then powered off around 15 minutes later, which they would determine is an unusual pattern according to historical phone data. As speculation that Madeline ran away from home continues, her friend drops a shocking revelation.
She had told, like, when I turned 13, once I turn 13, I'm going to leave this house and never come back.
Why 13?
Because she would always brag, because I said that I can't wait till my birthday, and she was like, are you having a birthday party? I said no, and she was like, oh, I get a whole bunch of money, like $500 something. I think she was waiting to turn 13, that way she could get a whole bunch of money and go.
But where would she go?
I have no clue.
As the question of why Madeline would want to run away from home haunts the investigators, her mother, Jennifer, offers a simple explanation.
So this whole living in the woods thing, I have people like tromping through the woods right now on horses and ATVs and all sort of things, but has she ever mentioned that before?
The thing is, I started talking to her about World War III, just what's happening politically, and I'm like, you know, I don't know what that means for us, but we'll see what happens. But I talked to her about World War III, so that's what I'm just saying.
How long ago was that? I mean, is that something that might have impacted her?
That's why she said she wanted to go live in the woods.
As the detective asks Jennifer for her
Shout
own
out,
insights,
bro.
she poses a darker theory for
Living
what
in
may
the
have happened
woods.
to Madeline.
Based off of everything, me knowing her and knowing how she is and how tight-knit we are, like, I don't think she would run away. I feel like she was taken, like, on that short walk from where she was dropped off to the school.
As investigators finish interviewing Madeline's friend, she shares one final detail that suggests a suspicious break in her usual routine. The friend shares that Madeline always preferred to be dropped off at school and had never walked her way to school from the church.
But yesterday, for some random reason, she wanted to be dropped off at the church?
I don't know if she's ever been dropped off at church before, no, she has told me.
Okay.
The unusual circumstances leave detectives scrambling for answers, and they'll soon turn to Stefan and Jennifer to fill in the blanks. As officers continue canvassing, a second night falls with no valuable leads. By now, Madeline has been missing for over 48 hours. K9 Wyatt returns for a second attempt at locating her trail, this time beginning at Madeline's residence where Stefan and Jennifer are waiting.
We're going to pull one more and then we're going to have the dog sniff it
Yeah,
out.
no, I restarted it real quick.
Can I get you, like, the last
It's okay.
outfit you're wearing?
Has it
No,
been,
you
like,
good,
with
dude.
other clothes?
Hey, you're here
And
now.
all,
That's
like,
all that
their
matters. No, because I was thinking, I'm like, yo, we did AI SpongeBob yesterday. That shit boring. Yeah, you could do it once, but like doing it over again, like.
Underwear is
So,
I mean, all that stuff works.
We're gonna do murder documentaries tonight. Woo!
They settle on using a pair of her underwear from the bathroom, and
Ew.
the search begins. However, Stefan's curiosity will soon create an unexpected barrier to their efforts.
Yo, if Hasanabi can get famous doing this shit, I can do it.
You guys can
You
go
know what I
inside
mean?
if
I
you
don't
want,
care.
because then I just don't want.
He has
you trying to
billionaire
fuck you
parents. I
guys.
don't. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
Let me get famous
Pretty
off this.
cute
Come
little
on.
guy.
Man. Well, this is. I'm also on Twitch too, so. Yo, if Twitch better let me get away with this.
I'm not gonna go inside.
Bro, they let Hasanabi get away with it. Maybe even saying Hasanabi out loud would get me banned.
Open the door. Sorry. He knows how to open doors.
After only a few minutes,
Dogs know how to open
Stefan
doors?
is seen
What?
lingering just around the
Sick.
corner, leading to frustration
I think
with
that's
the
what they
K9's
said.
handler. Stefan is seen
He knows how to open door at the front door. He's trying to open the door. Oh, God. He opened the door. Sorry. He knows how to open doors.
He does.
After only a few minutes of searching, Stefan is seen lingering just around the corner.
Dog knows how to open
frustration
doors. Good
with the
doggy.
K9's handler.
No, sorry. He backtracks a lot, so he kind of just circles.
Yeah.
Sure. Being told that it's distracting.
Unfortunately, no critical evidence was found in the second K9 search, and concerns around Madeleine's whereabouts continued to escalate. By Friday, March 1st, 5 days after she first disappeared, Madeleine is still nowhere to be found. Jennifer and Stefan have been interviewed multiple times.
This one's good. I haven't seen this one, but so far it's been good. I
And
like it.
shocking new evidence have thrown the case in a chilling new direction.
That's the crazy
As
thing, dude. It's
investigators
like
meet with Jennifer to revisit
nowadays,
their
bro. It's
previous
like real life
interviews.
people.
An intricate
Like,
web
dude,
of
you remember
lies
like
begins to
all
unravel.
the stuff on TV used to be fake and everything? No, it's just literal. Like, it's not dramatizations. It's straight up like actual recordings of the interviews with the actual people going on. Like, that's crazy to me, dude. Like, could you imagine like one of your family members getting murdered?
I just started a job.
And all your shit's on here. Like, it's like a story on YouTube. Like, oh, it's wild.
At my house around.
Yeah, exactly. It's real.
That night, I wasn't home. She got dropped off alone. About 10 to 15 minutes later, Stefan showed up.
At your house in Kissimmee.
At my house in Kissimmee, he called me. Or he texted me. I'm not sure, but he let me know he was there, and that she was getting ready for bed. She was doing her routine.
Stefan previously explained to detectives that he doesn't live with Jennifer full-time, but rather splits his time between her house in Kissimmee and his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles away.
Dang.
And what does your time splitting look like? Are you here for days, weeks, months, something else?
Weeks at a time, yeah.
And so, I guess, when did you arrive this block of time that you were here?
Day before yesterday, actually.
So, what night? Saturday?
Yeah.
I think. So you got here Saturday night.
This is inconsistent with what Jennifer just told detectives, claiming Stefan arrived after her birthday party, which took place on Sunday night. However, even this timeline contradicts
I knew
one
it.
of
This
her
guy
earlier
is
interviews,
baloney and salami.
in which
He's
Jennifer
lying.
struggled to remember exactly what day he made it into town.
It's always the
How long
dude.
has he
It's
been
always
here?
the dude. He's always the creepy guy, bro.
Or when did he arrive, rather, this time?
I can't remember if he arrived Saturday or
And it's always the
Sunday
chick defending the
morning.
creepy ass dude, bro. It's always
These are
what it
only
is.
the beginning of a string of contradictions that will soon
Sheesh.
raise major red flags. As Stefan's questioning continues, he's asked to describe how Madeleine was acting following her birthday party on Sunday night.
She was just happy. She was very happy. Everyone was happy. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I can't remember anything particular that happened.
Jennifer continues to explain what happened just after she returned from work and the reason behind her decision to break routine and have Stefan take Madeleine to school the following morning.
Yeah, that's kind
I
of
got
weird.
home around
I knew
10:30.
it. See, the dude took her to school, and then all of a sudden she's gone, bro. I told you, bro. It's
I started
crazy.
eating and taking my meds. I have to take meds. When I went to take my meds, I realized, oh my god, I forgot to take my Saturday night's meds, which is why I felt so weird and so abnormal and not myself Sunday while I was at work. Everyone at work noticed I was acting different and not being myself. Like, I couldn't smile in front of the guests. I felt this wave of depression that I haven't felt in years. It was my bipolar symptoms coming up again that I've been medicating myself for all this time. I sent them to sleep upstairs in the guest bedroom
Okay.
so that I could get a good night's sleep.
This disturbing admission further stressed the concerns detectives have had since Jennifer's initial interview, when she'd first explained their unusual sleeping arrangements at home.
Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room? Sometimes, when I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But when also a lot of times we will sleep together in the king size bed, all three of us, or sometimes Stefan will go upstairs and our bed alone.
So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing.
Okay, where were you sleeping?
Downstairs in the king size bed.
Okay, is it just you two here? Well, you guys have a roommate, right?
We have 2 roommates.
So what rooms do you guys use?
The room downstairs, the master bedroom downstairs, and room number 4.
The house would later be thoroughly searched, and what investigators would uncover would leave detectives reeling. As Jennifer continues, she elaborates on how
I
the
knew
concerning
it.
sleeping arrangements first originated.
I know, it sounds
The
mad
living
creepy. Why
situation
you gotta
with
be
them,
like that?
I'll be honest, seems weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to me. She's got a bedroom downstairs. What's kind of the mindset or the thought process, the communication you've had with Stefan about, she's not going to sleep in her bed, but you guys are going to go sleep in the guest bedroom?
It wasn't until June that he got his own bedroom and I sent him upstairs. That's where the requests for sleepover started.
Okay.
And I kept telling her no. I'm not comfortable with that. They really wanted to watch something and I was really tired. And I said, okay, fine. Go ahead, but this can't happen often. Yeah, I allowed her to go upstairs and sleep with him. But honestly,
I knew
I
it.
can count on one hand how many times that's happened, and it has been many times that I've allowed her to have a
Dude, I have a sixth sense, bro. I know it. I knew it.
The sleeping arrangements leave detectives seemingly uneasy.
Dude, when
But with
is it
finding
ever
Madeline
okay?
still the main priority, investigators ask Stefan to piece together the events of the following morning.
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I
which is
hate
an
this
early
guy
start
already,
for us,
bro.
but we had talked about
He's the
getting
one,
McDonald's
bro. He's the
breakfast beforehand,
freaking
so we want to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish, maybe.
However, when Natalie, who lived in the house as one of Jennifer's 2 roommates, was asked if she saw the 2 of them getting ready in the morning, her answer seemed to contradict Stefan's
of course,
account.
dude.
Did you see them at all Monday morning?
By the time I was leaving Monday, no, I think I was leaving too early. I leave like around 7:45. I typically don't see them. Which
Were you
is like
probably
normal.
gone before they even got up, maybe? Okay, gotcha.
If Natalie's recollection is correct, she would likely have seen Stefan, as they both claim to have left the house at the same time. The timeline is even more muddied by a written statement to the police, in which Jennifer claims she physically saw Madeline getting ready around 8 a.m. Confusion over the truth is compounded as her story continues to change.
Between your initial statement to the police, a lot of things have changed. The initial statement to the police was you watched her get dressed, you watched her leave, you knew exactly what she was wearing.
Can I tell you my thought process on that, or where I came from with that? I was handed this form, and I'm like, where do I start? What do I write? And somebody said, tell them what you saw. And so I started with I saw. And then I wrote out what I wrote out. But it wasn't until later I was like, wait, I didn't see her. I assumed that I saw her. I assumed that I heard her. But I didn't. In reality, I didn't see her. I only saw him. And I heard something in the kitchen, but I don't know who that was.
Despite the inconsistencies, investigators move on
Yeah,
to what
right,
happened after
dude.
Stefan and Madeline allegedly
telling you,
left
this
for school.
itch is covering for
She was asleep in the car most of the
Oh, my
time,
God.
just snoozing until we got there. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. I get it. It's an image thing. I said, okay. Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. Find out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. Looked like any other day.
And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
His statement seems to have raised suspicions with investigators, as Madeline's friend informs them that it isn't typical for her to be dropped off anywhere but in front of the school.
Booker, what's good?
Stefan also claims to have dropped her off between 8:20 and 8:40 a.m.
What up, what up?
But when confronted with what detectives saw on local street cameras, Stefan makes an abrupt change to his story.
So why is your
I
car
knew it. This dude
seen
is the
going
dude.
southbound at 8:10? So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm. I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker.
Yeah,
so it was the wrong
it's
time.
this dude.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
So yes, we'd gone out.
How far did you get before you came back down?
It's this
when you
guy,
realized you
bro.
forgot your
I don't
clicker?
even care.
Nearly
I had the
nearly
gut
all the way
feeling,
to the
bro.
school.
So you guys came back here to get your clicker.
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here with her in the car.
Yes, with her in the passenger seat.
Okay.
Yes.
Footage from the apartment
Ooh,
shows
see,
Stefan
why the
pulling up to the complex trash compactor at 7:35 a.m. in his silver sedan. He's wearing a red-colored shirt as he throws a trash bag inside
I don't
the
like
compactor
him,
and
bro.
pulls
I never
away.
liked him from the beginning.
A female, believed to be Madeline, is visible in the front passenger seat, appearing slightly slumped over. They leave and return to the apartment at 8:19
Slightly slumped
a.m.,
over?
where Stefan appears to speak briefly with a security guard. Madeline still appears to be in the front passenger seat. The security guard was later interviewed, but his account burns another hole in Stefan's story.
Am I
Do you
right or am I
remember
just
a
freaking
resident
right,
coming
bro?
through in a silver Lincoln sedan?
I do remember his face. I talked to him. He showed me his little clicker, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm clicking. It's not working." And then I went and I clicked the button. He went inside, and I just remember there was a woman like sleeping beside him with a green shirt.
Sleeping?
If
That itch
Stefan
was
already
dead.
had his gate clicker, his reason for returning to the complex falls apart, leaving investigators to question what else he may have lied about.
What?
They determine the trash compactor
Am
needs
I
a closer
right or am I
look
right?
and begin the process of gathering a warrant to search its contents. Meanwhile, with more questions than answers, Stefan continues to explain what happened next after he returned to the area near the church and dropped Madeline off.
What did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice.
Oh my god, bro.
They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home.
Such a liar.
Waited about an
bro.
hour or so and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was
Such a liar,
probably
bro.
right around 10, close to it.
I don't believe him for
Probably
2 seconds.
finished at
Maybe
the
it was
vape
3
shop and
seconds.
Came
Not
back home
even.
again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out with a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was here when you got here at
Yes.
10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she
Yeah,
might have been
right.
here. She might have not have been here
I
the first.
believe she was here because she was sleeping
All
in
that
as much
murdering
as she
you've done.
possibly could because she's been
blurry.
messed up with
Made
the work
everything
schedule,
really
so she
blurry.
had to be here because she's been wanting to sleep late.
With Stefan struggling to remember whether or not Jennifer was home when he arrived back at the apartment, investigators turned to Jennifer herself for confirmation.
When Stefan called me around,
Dude, it's always the dude. It's always the dudes, and it's always the chicks covering for my
10, 18 in the morning, I had stepped out to go get blood work done, and he had just let me know that he just got back home.
So dumb, bro. I hate to say it,
from
but like,
running
especially when it comes to their
errands.
kids, bro.
I
Come
asked,
on,
"Did
bro.
you
It's
guys
your
ever just stop at
kid, dude.
McDonald's?" And he said no. She changed her mind. He tried convincing her a few times, but she did not want McDonald's anymore.
At what time did you leave the house yesterday in the morning? Or what time did you step out, rather?
I'm gonna say around 9:30.
You left around 9:30. And then Stefan called you around 10 to say he got home?
Though Stefan claims he spent time with Jennifer before leaving for the vape store a second time, Jennifer's account suggests she wasn't home until after he returned. As confusion builds over the timeline,
told you-
detectives
wow.
review security
I'm just gonna
footage
shut
from the
up. It's
street
this dude.
cameras and notice a flaw in Stefan's story.
Did you go anywhere else after the smoke shop?
Oh no, I don't think I went anywhere specific.
I don't
was
think
just
I did. Yeah, you
driving
did, bro.
probably
Stop
in the direction of home. But I don't remember stopping anywhere specifically.
And you were there for 5 to 10 minutes.
Roundabout, I think.
Okay, so like let's say you drop her off at 8:40. We don't see your car coming back south until 10 o'clock in the morning. So what are you doing between 8:40 and 10 o'clock?
Cruising around a little bit.
Okay, but I asked you earlier, you know, like what
Yeah,
you
I
were doing,
told
and
you.
said you were there for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you came back home.
I don't know what to say. It was just a normal day. I didn't have anything important to do. The smoke shop was supposed to open soon, so I made my way over there. Wasn't any particular rush, though.
Okay, but can you help me explain to them, because I don't know the explanation or the answer to this question, okay? So can you help me explain to them why there's such a delay in the time?
No.
With Stefan unable to
It's
provide
'cause
an
you
answer,
murdered her.
more surveillance footage will need to be reviewed to track his movements. Meanwhile, a suspicious act by Stefan raises
I don't even
serious
got a
alarms
freaking-
for investigators.
I left my phone at home in the morning, too. I was so busy riding herd over to get us out the door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. We both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop. Later when I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. I went to do an update.
Yeah,
yesterday
right.
morning,
And all of a sudden, corrupted everything. Everything's gone.
Pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset.
Yeah, right. Get the fuck out of here. I managed to delete
Jennifer
everything
also
that.
corroborates this story as she explains the moment the supposed accident took place.
And I said, how the hell does that happen? That gives you options now when you reset your phone? He goes, yeah, apparently I wasn't paying attention and I just pressed the button and it happened.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's unfortunate. That sucks.
Yeah, that
When
sucks.
asked,
You
Stefan
murdered my
voluntarily
daughter.
hands over his phone, and investigators
Damn, bro,
begin a
sucks,
forensic
dude.
download to determine its contents. They uncover that at 12:12 p.m. on February 26th,
Of course.
the phone was factory reset by manually navigating to the device's settings, and that it had nothing to do with a system update. They also discovered that a password must be entered and that it's unlikely, if not impossible, to be done by accident. In the meantime, Jennifer explains that Stefan had an intense reaction to leaving his phone in the hands of the police.
That's what I thought.
So earlier that day, I think Detective Hunt came, or somebody came, and
I almost
asked
just lost the
Stefan
freaking
for
thing.
his cell phone. If he would willingly give it up so that they can look at it, or if they would need a warrant. And I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? Should I have? And I'm like, no, if you've got nothing to hide, give him your phone. And I think we hung out in the house for a little bit, and then when you guys came in the evening, and you guys told us to wait outside, and we waited in my car, he started getting very anxious and very panicky, going, I want my phone back. I want my phone back. And I said, listen, at this point, it's their phone. It's theirs for ever. I don't give a. We will buy you a new phone. It doesn't matter anymore. Whatever they need, they need. Like, let them look at it. And he's like, I just want my phone back. And I'm just like, are you trying to make yourself more suspicious? Because, like,
Yeah, because you freaking did it, bro.
if you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, dude.
What they would later discover hidden in the data would shock investigators and completely change the course of the case. Meanwhile, as Stefan's account of the day continues, he explains that he left the apartment once again around 12:30 in the afternoon.
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up. So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was with it.
Jennifer describes Stefan as an avid gamer who collects figurines, trading cards, and retro toys such as Tamagotchis.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics, stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192, but I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Between the factory phone reset and now the flat tire, the suspicious circumstances keep adding up. Jennifer continues, explaining what happened as the time approached to pick up Madeline from school.
2:30 rolls around, and I'm already calling Stefan, and he's not picking up his phone. About 10 minutes later, I get a phone call from him going, I just got back home. I left my phone home again. I'm so sorry.
Right.
How long ago did you leave? And I said, about 10 minutes ago. He goes, I'm so sorry, I missed it. I really wanted to go with you. And I'm just like, it's fine.
Investigators attempt to pinpoint where the tire change occurred, but once again, Stefan seems to struggle with his memory.
Whoa.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere.
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance?
Though investigators were unaware at the time, Stefan's flat tire would eventually be the key to a massive breakthrough in the search for Madeline. Meanwhile, Jennifer explained she went to the school to pick up Madeline, and more inconsistencies come up.
And what's
410
new?
rolls around, and she's still not out, or 409. And then at this point, I'm feeling the pressure from the cars behind me. I'm like, okay, they're all full. They're all waiting for me to leave, and she's not here yet. So I take off, and I'm thinking, maybe I missed her. Maybe I forgot to tell her I was picking her up from school today, because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working. So I left, thinking maybe she walked. That's pretty close to school. Let me go drive back down and wait along the path she would walk, and just wait. And I parked and I waited. Maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. She still wasn't there, and I looked at the time and I'm like, okay, she should be back at my mom's office by now. Maybe she took a different path and I didn't see. She's still not here. And I'm like, that's really strange. And I think at this point I call Stefan and I tell him she didn't make it. She's absent today. There's no attendance of her at all today.
Later that evening, Jennifer, Stefan, and concerned family members met with police to report Madeline missing. Detectives noted several discrepancies in Jennifer and Stefan's accounts.
Yep.
Jennifer initially claimed she saw Madeline getting ready for school.
Man,
later
she
saying
didn't see
she
anything
only heard
apparently,
her.
bro. What the heck?
Curiously, she'd corrected Stefan on what Madeline was wearing earlier, despite initial statements that she never saw her.
Oh!
White Crocs.
Either blue or black pants.
I think black shorts.
Black shorts?
Yeah.
Black shorts.
Oh, I told you, dude!
Additionally, a review of cameras near where Stefan supposedly
She
left
knows,
Madeline doesn't show his car in the area, and cameras capture him moving
just
in the
knows,
opposite
doesn't
direction
care.
at the time he was supposedly dropping her off at school. A license plate reader also captured Stefan 9 miles away in St. Cloud at the time he was supposedly heading toward House Rules Games in Kissimmee, where he disappears from cameras for approximately 54 minutes. With suspicious circumstances surrounding Madeline's disappearance, police prohibit Stefan and Jennifer from re-entering their apartment on the night of February 27th, one day following Madeline's disappearance.
Yo, here's our
Jennifer's
search
reaction
warrant
to the
Saturday.
news was far from what investigators expected.
I think at this point, when I noticed that forensics was locking down the house and you guys said we couldn't come back, I told him to call his dad. Because I had a feeling y'all knew something and it was going to come down on him. And I'm just like, they're focusing on the wrong person. They have the wrong person. In my head, I'm convinced.
No,
you guys
they
are just,
don't. You know it. In your
Then you
head,
have
you
the
know
wrong
that the dude,
I
your
started saying
boyfriend
to
committed
him,
the
like,
crime.
I think they're focusing in on you. Like,
Yeah,
you need to call your
duh.
dad, and I think we need to get you a lawyer.
How do you feel when you said he needs a lawyer?
He didn't believe me. Like, when
Dude,
I
they're
told him, like,
conspiring. I don't
forensics
know
is
here,
closing down
bro.
the house, they know something, or there's something, like, they know something. Something's happening. They wouldn't be locking down the house this way if they didn't have suspicions of something.
On the night of February 27th, after
You
the
did it,
police
bro.
seized Stefan's phone in their apartment, they booked a hotel with Stefan's dad, Chris, a retired Orange County police deputy. Chris will soon speak with police, sharing his own fears and suspicions about his son. Meanwhile, the following morning, Stefan's sudden absence from the hotel doesn't go
Come on,
unnoticed.
give me one more,
The
bro.
following morning, I wake up, I think around 9 o'clock in the morning,
Let's go. I got it.
and Stefan's
I was gonna
not
get
there.
pissed off, bro.
And I remember thinking,
You know how many
he
times
left
you've been
again
robbed at
without
the
his
last
phone
minute just for
and
fun?
didn't tell anyone when he was
Shit
going.
sucks.
That's suspicious as f- again. Why is he trying to?
Yeah.
Well, we took his phone, so he got a new phone.
He didn't get the new phone until later that day where his dad woke up, came to our hotel room, and then handed him a phone. But he rolled in around 11:15, rolled in with a cup of Wawa, and said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just driving around. I grabbed some Wawa on 182 and got lost. I didn't know how to get back to the hotel, but I'm here now." And I'm just like, detectives are about to show up. What the f would have happened if they showed up and you weren't here? Like, you would have been a fugitive. Like, what are you doing? And he was just apologetic about not telling anyone where he went.
But you know, I mean, he had a Wawa cup and he said he was up at 192.
Yeah, but in reality, I know that he truly took my car in the middle of the night to Northport, Florida, and was down there for an hour and came back.
Cameras capture Stefan leaving the hotel lobby at 4:35 a.m. in Jennifer's car. A license plate reader captures him again 1 mile from his parents' home in Northport, Florida, nearly 150 miles from Kissimmee at 6:29 a.m. Investigators urgently speak with Stefan's dad, Chris, as their suspicions surrounding Stefan's activities solidify their suspicions about it being connected with Madeleine's whereabouts.
Did he tell you he was in Northport today? I'm assuming he did it based on the reaction. Okay. So, you need to take a seat? Or?
No, okay. He was in Northport.
Yes, we have more than enough reason to believe that Stefan was in Northport today, at the exit you take to your house. Our concern is we're conducting a missing investigation.
Yeah.
Given the proximity of that exit to your home, what we're trying to find out is if she's just hanging out in your house, you just want to get her somewhere safe, we want to put eyes on her, make sure she's okay.
Chris contacts his wife, who's currently at their house in Northport, to let her know that local police are on the way. Meanwhile, Chris theorizes that if Stefan were hiding Madeleine, there may be another place worth searching.
They're going to come over and want to search a house for, apparently, can I tell them?
Yeah.
Apparently, Stefan made a trip down to Northport last night. Or this morning, I should say. I have no idea. But there's a storage unit, but he wouldn't have access to the keys to the storage unit because I have the only key to it. And that would have been locked in my car, and he would have had to come in my room, which he didn't have a key to get into.
Chris cooperates fully, giving police permission to search his home and the storage unit in Northport for any sign of Madeleine. Meanwhile, Chris describes a haunting suspicion he shared with his wife once they learned of Madeleine's sudden disappearance.
When I left last night, I said, hey, I told her, I said, do we really know? You know, is he capable of doing something harmful to her?
Why would you suspect that?
Because some inconsistencies of phone calls he had with me didn't add up, okay? So I'll give you the sequence. He calls me mid-afternoon, 3-ish, maybe 3:45 or something.
No, you don't.
And say,
Big digital, bro. Tire. Wow, okay. No way. I'm going to pay money so that way you can scan me? No way, big digital things.
You know, maybe you're running an errand, but where were you going
I'm used to it, bro,
tire?
dude.
It was several hours later,
the only
around
comments
5
I get are
p.m. when Stefan told Chris that Madeleine never showed up for school. Meanwhile, Jennifer shares similar concerns about his activities.
Him disappearing to Northport. What the hell is he doing? That is suspicious. I mean, now that I know that that's where he went, that is suspicious as all.
Oh, it's suspicious as all. Heck, you know exactly what he's doing, bro. You just want to. You're living in Mrs. and Mrs. Denial, bro.
Dispose of, or what was he trying to hide?
What was he trying to dispose of, bro? You just said it out loud. Your fucking daughter's body, bro.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, of
what
course
Stefan
it's
was
suspicious
doing in
because he killed your
Northport
daughter.
and how it's related to Madeleine's disappearance will be revealed later.
Women are
the home and storage unit are searched, but
so
no
silly,
sign of
bro,
Madeleine is
sometimes.
found.
When it comes
in
to
the
dudes,
meantime,
you know what I
Stefan
mean?
is brought to the police
That can be
station
so
just after
silly.
his return to the hotel on February 28th, unaware that his many lies are about to catch up with him.
Good.
What happened to him?
Flat tire. I haven't changed a flat tire in about 10 years. So I made a rookie mistake and had my thumb too close to where the jack and the frame meet. And it slipped, and the frame came down on my thumb and pinned it between the jack.
What about the other scratches?
Courtesy of a janky tire iron and the road.
Did you bleed at all?
Yeah, this one had some blood and this one had some blood, but not much. It clotted fast.
Do you know what popped your tire at all?
No idea. Tire just started going floppy and then
Pretty worn out or
way
something?
floppier and then just completely freaking separated. Thank God we had a spare.
What is that thing that? Oh,
Dinky as
tie
it was.
flare?
So typically,
What's
when
that,
changing
red
the tire
triangle?
and
What is
stuff, you
that?
tend to get brake dust and dirty and all that.
Yeah, I'm
Did you happen to?
positive that I breathed in some freaking brake dust or tire dust or something.
Oh,
'cause I was coughing
boo! You got some brake dust.
What'd you end up doing to clean up or
breaking lungs after you
stop the
murdered
bleeding and
your
stuff?
daughter, bro?
Nothing, actually. Just
You didn't
went
get too
home
dirty?
and washed my hands, and that was it.
Your clothes get all messed up and all, or
Not bad, surprisingly.
what were you wearing by chance?
This. I don't think I'm still wearing this. I'm still wearing the same clothes.
Oh, so you kept pretty clean.
Try to, I guess.
Earlier surveillance footage showed him wearing a red shirt as he threw away items in the trash compactor, left the apartment complex, and returned with Madeline. However, when he's captured on camera at a smoke shop later that morning, his clothes have changed.
Oh,
You were
he's lying.
I was wearing a red shirt early in the morning. But I changed clothes later because that shirt was in a couple days with down one. And the flat tire happened after that.
After further review of security footage from the apartment complex, Stefan was seen visiting the trash compactor multiple times throughout the day. At 4:35 p.m., around the time Stefan claims he learned of Madeline's absence from school, he's seen throwing away a piece of a damaged tire. However, this wasn't the only thing Stefan discarded.
I'm too old to lie to people, too old to beat around the bush, and we seem like we're having a generally good conversation right now. Okay? The only thing that I ask for from you is, and I will reciprocate, I want you to be honest with me as much as I'm being honest with you.
Making vibes.
Okay? Nowadays, cameras are everywhere. Okay? So we see you at the guard shack. Okay. We see you go by the dumpster.
Nice.
Okay.
So what does that mean, bro?
Taking some trash with me then.
What was in the trash?
House trash.
House trash?
You.
When you for school, did she have her backpack with her?
Yes.
She did.
That's a lie, bro. Because we
Did
found
she had
it.
her school computer with her?
Yes. Presumably, yes.
Presumably. Okay.
She should have.
I don't like this dude. I hate him, bro. I hate him from the rib, bro. Oh, shut up, bro.
Once again, this goes back with the whole honesty thing.
Look at him drink water like a fucking pussy,
There's
bro.
things in that
I'm
trash
sorry, I
bag that got
swear.
thrown
But,
away
dude, I hate this
that
guy.
Probably shouldn't have been thrown away.
Near the tire,
Of
a Hawaiian
course.
print backpack, school laptop, and one white crock were found, all believed to belong to Madeline Soto. Stefan's story of
I
watching
told
Madeline
you,
walk
bro.
toward the school with her belongings falls apart with this devastating discovery, prompting the detective to make a desperate plea for the truth.
Well, I can confidently tell you.
Yup.
She did not go to school with her backpack.
Bingo! What's his name? Get freaked, bro. You suck.
Because we found it in the trash.
Oh, we found it. You stink, bro.
So, Stefan, here's what I'm asking you and pleading with you is to dig down.
You suck.
Do some soul searching. I have kids. He's got kids. And this little girl's out there somewhere that we need to know where. And I really, really, really think you can help us.
Of course you can, bro. Because you fucking do.
I mean, you want to get something off your chest. I don't know what it is.
Oh my god. Oh god.
I'm pleading.
Shut up, bro. You did it, dude.
I don't know. I don't.
Though Stefan continues to deny the truth, the evidence against him is mounting.
No,
Detectives
duh.
are far from finished as they prepare to confront him with the jaw-dropping discovery from his cell phone. A disturbing revelation that will be
See,
nearly impossible
water grab,
for
bro.
Stefan
That's
to
his,
deny.
it's his only move.
What do you
bro.
think was
I'm
on
so
the phone?
scared of water.
Text messages. Text messages.
Mm-hmm. I love this. This file's gonna be good.
Old stuff.
Pictures?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of pictures were on there?
Training card pictures.
Training card? Yo, more like your daughter's card.
Disney pictures.
Disney, bro.
Do you have a Google account?
Ooh. Yeah. Do you know we found my Google account?
Pictures to your Google account?
Joe.
Or is it automatically? I know sometimes phones sync to a cloud and.
Automatically uploaded
CP. And then sometimes when you reset your phone,
it automatically
and your phone updates and puts these apps back on your phone. Sometimes they will put the images back on your phone.
I'm not sure.
Do you have
Oh, I assume so.
Do you have any pictures of you?
Probably. I mean, went to Disney, took selfies on the train. She got back from Puerto Rico and had her hair braided. We got pictures of that. All sorts of pictures. Family events.
Any other pictures that you think of?
On February 28th, 2
they
days after
definitely have
Madeline's
pictures.
disappearance, the digital forensics team was able to recover hundreds of images and videos from the phone and a Google Cloud account. The images date back as far as when Madeline was only 8 years old. Though few images
Whoa!
showed Stephen's face,
Did you
a
read
unique
that?
black mark on his genitals would later match those seen in the photos.
Whoa! I
later
read
come-
that. What the freak? Yeah, they did too. That's why I clicked back, bro.
She got back from Puerto Rico and had her hair braided. We got pictures of that.
What?
All sorts of pictures. Family events.
That's not the only thing. Oh,
On February
dude.
28th, 2
What?
days after
Dude.
Madeline's disappearance, the digital forensics
Look. Oh my god, dude. No.
team was able to recover hundreds of images and videos from the phone and a Google Cloud account. The images
Oh my
date back as
god.
far
That's
as when Madeline was only 8 years old.
fuck.
Though a few
dude.
images show Stephen's
Yeah, look at
face,
that fucking creep,
a unique
bro.
black
Blech.
mark on his genitals would later match those seen in the photos. More discoveries would later come from his search history, with horrifying implications.
Here's where I'm going to be brutally honest with you. There's phone. And I'm pretty sure you know what some of those pictures are about. You're a very intelligent person. And I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that
Oh
are
my
on your
god,
phone.
dude.
You understand what I'm saying? So do you want to add to the list of pictures?
So dope.
No. Should I be talking with a lawyer right now?
I can't answer that question. My sole purpose right now is to see if I can find.
God dang, dude. That's so fucked.
And I'm really hoping you can help me.
I hate to say it all out, but
Well,
that
I'd
is
like to
so
try to
messed
help,
up, bro.
I feel like I should probably have a lawyer present at this point.
In a nearby interrogation room, Jennifer is presented with the distressing evidence. However, her initial reaction leaves investigators in shock.
We have his phone.
I
Yeah, we
knew
get
it.
his
She's
phone.
in on it, bro.
And there are some very, very unfortunate graphic pictures with. I wish I could tell you this was all a made-up story, but it's not.
Oh no.
Did you ever suspect anything like this?
Well, maybe.
No? You okay?
How are you feeling right now?
Can't breathe.
Is
She
this a
knows.
surprise?
No. It's not.
Is there photos of her?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you know how we have his phone? Obviously, that's how we were able to find the photos in there.
I don't want to believe that this is true. Can I see some of that evidence?
What makes you believe that it's not?
I thought I knew him long enough.
Though investigators insist the
Can I
photos are
see
true,
the evidence?
Jennifer continues to ask them to show her the proof. Despite their concerns that the images may be too difficult for her to see, they ultimately reveal one of the images to her. Jennifer's reaction, however, will soon lead the detective to a chilling conclusion.
Bingo, she's in on it.
So what do you think should happen to Stefan?
Nothing.
I'm afraid to say press charges, but what else? There's a side of me that wants to say he's innocent.
Oh!
It doesn't happen. Can I make one decision now and change my mind later?
You fucking dumb bitch, bro. You see your daughter getting abused by this guy, and you said, what, you're scared to press charges? I hope you die, bro. What?
We'll talk more about it. She's our main focus.
That's where I'm at. I know that that's happened. But I'm not convinced that he didn't take her to school. I'm not convinced that...
You're not convinced, dude, because you're fucking crazy, bro. What is it with these females? Crazy,
Why Monday? Why that day?
Bro, they could, dudes can do whatever the hell they want, bro. And I don't believe it, bro. I don't believe it. Because in my whole head, I don't believe it, bro.
We were just going to be together that weekend. We were going to have a good time.
We were going to have a good time, bro. What does that mean, bro? He freaking...
What are you assuming?
I hate this. I hate life, bro. What the fuck?
That she was taken. Not that anyone that I know has done something to her, because I feel like nobody I know would do something to her, would hurt her, would murder her, anything like that.
In addition to the photos, several items were located in a search of their apartment, including a firearm found in Stefan's room. In Madeline's room, a phone tripod was located inside a drawer, and a pair of men's underwear was found in a laundry basket. Police noted that a specialized light source was used on Madeline's bed, and areas of fluorescence were observed on her comforter. Additionally, Madeline's school notebook was found and appeared to contain graphic depictions of sexual acts. The evidence is enough to charge Stefan with sexual battery, and after more evidence is collected by police, he is placed under arrest. The investigators are still looking for Madeline, and despite the overwhelming evidence of Madeline's victimization, it still isn't enough to convince Jennifer that Stefan had something to do with her disappearance.
I told you, bro. It don't even matter.
What if he's telling the truth about dropping
No,
her off
he's
and
not
driving
telling
away and driving around in circles and getting to the babe shop? Because I know there's banks around, right in that same plaza. There must, and an amp stop. There must be video.
I just
of him
hope she's like...
pulling into that plaza.
Dude,
and
someone's
leaving.
got to pop, pop, pop. Dude,
What do you mean? What's your question?
Yeah.
If you guys have found evidence of him being in front of the store like he said he was, like it's possible that his story might be true and somebody else could have taken her. Like I'm just thinking, like, what if we're focusing, like, okay, the sex things happened, right? But what if that's completely a side thing and not...
There is literal CP of your daughter and this guy, and you're telling it can be someone else.
Confronts Jennifer, this time to share a troubling concern.
I think at a certain point throughout this relationship, you became aware of it, and for whatever reason,
bingo,
your reasons, whether it was discussed that it would stop, whether it was discussed how it would go, that you feel some sense of guilt. A lot of the news statements you've given, kind of, again, my opinion only, I don't speak for anybody else, whether it's in this room or out of this room, bother me. I feel like some of your sadness is not real sadness. I feel like when you gave the interview with Fox 35, it was not sincere. Looking at that video one time, I didn't feel like your cries were sincere. And I'm not saying that because you're a bad person, but her going missing, her disappearance, if you have knowledge of how it happened, where it happened, an inclination, that emotion's not going to feel sincere because you're already aware of what happened.
I would...
It's almost becomes
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything. He's never mentioned anything. I've never seen any signs. I tried watching her like a hawk. I thought I was doing a good job, but I wasn't.
Regardless of whether Jennifer was aware of the situation,
the
reality remains that Madeline hasn't yet been found. And uncovering where she is and what
zero sympathy for dumb moms, bro. None.
We currently have upwards, probably 200 people working on finding. Anybody who is somebody is involved.
Yeah.
So, regardless of the circumstances, those people don't get to go home. Those people don't get to go back to their families. Those people don't get to live their lives and go back to their primary jobs. This isn't something that's going to stop or go away. I can tell you, and I know detectives expressed to you that the thought process at this point is this is a homicide investigation.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence I've seen, based on the videos I've seen.
Further review of the surveillance footage, which shows Madeline traveling with Stefan in the early hours of February 26th, leads detectives to draw a heartbreaking conclusion.
Yeah.
They note that the slumped position, with her head leaning, is not a common sitting position, and horrifically, perhaps indicates that Madeline may not be alive.
Bingo!
Additionally,
She was already
footage
dead.
captured in a parking garage shows what appears to be Stefan carrying Madeline from the front passenger seat to the trunk at approximately 9:41 a.m. The time when Stefan claimed to be meandering around while waiting for the vape store to open. Without her body, however, their conclusion is only a theory. Meanwhile, a startling admission by Jennifer will soon lead to a brutal confrontation by the detective, whose patience appears to be wearing thin.
Yeah, I'd be
Have
extremely
you talked to
pissed off,
Chris
bro.
about Stefan needing a lawyer?
Yeah.
When?
I think when you guys showed me the photos.
So we showed you photos. The
No.
first thought you had was to ask his father if he should get a lawyer?
No. I
Yeah.
knew that was true, right? That's evidence. That's for real. That's happening. But I kept thinking, they're going. I don't know why I can't tell you why my brain kept thinking, no, he didn't kill her. Not that he didn't kill her, but she's still missing. She's still out there. She was taken. Yes, he's done this to her. And that's not okay.
I hate this chick so much.
But I swore she was still. I felt in my body she was still alive. She was still out
You
there.
felt in your body, bro? You felt in her body that you let her get
I felt like
R-worded by your
chasing the
freaking
wrong
boyfriend.
person. But you weren't.
Because you offering him a lawyer is very weird.
I know.
Extremely weird, bro. Look at it. You're so stupid, you dumb bro. You'll protect the dude till you die. Oh my god.
Madeline's assaults appear to be the final straw for the detective, as his confrontation grows more.
Broads are so dumb, dude.
Prioritize
I hate
by
it, bro.
offering him or telling his
They're
dad
so
to
stuck
get him
in
a
there
lawyer.
in whatever they're the
Nah.
dude that they can't even
What
see
the-
reality.
Hey, we need to figure out what happened. No, let's protect Stefan.
Bingo. Let's protect Stefan.
No, it's not shot.
The dude
That
who'd
is your
abuse your
natural instinct
daughter.
to protect Stefan.
And bingo, what's his name? What the hell is going on in your brain,
That's the
bro?
problem.
What?
You don't
Yeah,
know.
come on.
Does your role in her life lead this to happen?
Yes,
Who
literally,
knows?
you enabled your own
Yes.
daughter to die, dude.
Since she was a child, since her victimization started, it occurred under your roof, and you acted like it didn't exist.
Boom! You acted
And
like
knowing
it
the
didn't exist.
victimization, knowing the victimization, knowing how
Yeah, go
ongoing
cry,
it is,
dumb
knowing
hoe,
that
dude.
saw
You
a
suck.
picture of it, not just us telling
You let
not
it
even
happen,
saying,
bro.
hey,
You let him
listen,
die.
did.
You let her kill her, bro.
I think they had a
I
bad
don't want to hear
relationship.
nothing, bro.
They showed you a
Those are
picture of it.
crocodile tears,
And you
bro.
still
I'm
protected
used to the crocodile tears, bro.
So how am I supposed to not think that the thought process in your mind is until she's found, Stefan can't be charged with murder? Because we both now know that you don't want him to be charged with murder because you want him to have a lawyer.
No, I don't. That was
Oh,
then.
he can't be charged with murder.
That was then. Everything that you guys have shown me since then and have shown me that he's
So we had to
lying
show
this
you a
whole
picture
time.
of her dead in a car for you to finally not take his side?
Despite his theory that Madeline is deceased, they've yet to locate any sign of her remains. If their devastating theory is correct, the question remains: what motive would Stefan have to end her life?
What do you think made him snap?
Not abusing your daughter enough? Like what? Like
Tell me your theories, because here's the deal. We don't go home until she's found.
No, I know, I
So
know.
what are your theories?
What I've heard is, what if she upset him and threatened to tell me and say that she was going to tell me and he needed to shut that down? That's the only thing.
What do you think?
I don't want to believe he killed me.
You don't want to, or you already know, dude? Shut up. You know it.
Sunday night.
Yeah, they know.
Photo you guys showed me of
I
her
don't
slept in the car.
No, no,
You don't
no,
want
no,
to kill her.
no.
I want to believe she's still alive and that she got kidnapped, but that doesn't seem like that's the case at
Oh
all.
no, it's not the case at all. No, I want to feel sympathy, but I know because you let her die. Some women are so gross. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, how could you be so desperate to the point of like letting your daughter get raped and killed? I mean, R-worded and killed.
So he had access to benzos.
What?
I think Lunesta.
What are those? I'm not familiar with that.
Yes, you do.
Benzodiazepines are anxiety medications which relax you and can make you sleepy.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows. He just wants her to say it out loud.
Sleeping medication.
I think it's a
Like
sleeping
for
medication.
insomnia.
It is. So he threw a bunch of
So I don't know
drugs.
if it's possible he gave
So
her something and she was drugged. In those photos that you showed me where you're saying she's dead, maybe she was drugged. But if she is dead and it was done upstairs, I could just only imagine that he choked her. I don't know how else you would kill someone and not leave a mess.
Horrifically, a search for the medication sevoflurane was discovered in Stefan's Google
Whoa!
account on February 12th and 14th. It's described as a volatile anesthetic that provides hypnosis and amnesia and is most commonly used for surgical procedures. An additional search was made to determine whether or not the medication would show up in tests.
I hope that dude like
Still,
literally
based on what he's seen, the detective isn't willing to entertain the idea that Madeline was merely sleeping.
Yeah, no.
We know he killed her. We know he drove out of there Monday morning. We know he discarded her backpack in the trash dumpster. We know he discarded her laptop and one shoe, right? So all her property was discarded to look like she's gone. That way he doesn't have evidence with him. But then you have all these suspicious times of when he's left and come back and he's gone here and gone there. So what do you think he was doing on all these suspicious times? He's roaming 192. What do you think? Knowing what you know now we can play. You know she's dead. You know that we've given you information. What do you think, knowing what you know, he was doing on 192? He was doing here. He was doing here. He was doing in Northport. What do you think?
So him leaving early in the morning and driving around aimlessly somewhere. I feel like he stashed the body at that time. When he came back.
It sounds like she knows exactly what the hell he did, bro. Like, what the... What?
How could you move a body or move something in daytime and not be seen?
It's almost like, yo, she told him the whole thing, and like, she's like, well, maybe he did the...
To check, to make sure he did a good job, or to move the body again? I don't know.
Detectives would eventually discover what Stefan was doing in Northport, along with a shocking discovery which will be revealed later.
Yeah,
Still,
Madeline's
Stefan has
dead
54
body,
minutes
bro.
of unaccounted for
DEAD
activity in
dead
the area
body,
of St. Cloud, 9 miles from Kissimmee. Jennifer, however, claims she has no idea what he may have been doing there on the morning of February 26th.
Oh my God.
I didn't think he ever, even knew where St. Cloud was, because we've never driven down that way ever.
You live in Kissimmee, right?
Yeah, I know, but to me, he's never had a reason to ever drive down to St. Cloud. Ever.
Investigators continue to pry information from Jennifer, unaware of just how close they are to a major breakthrough. For now, Jennifer poses a dark and twisted theory for where they might search for Madeline.
If I were him, and I had to stash a body, but I would never do this. My mind would say to go to Lake Toho. There's a lot of woods there, there's a lot of gators.
Like I told you, there's going to come to a point where we will. Right? Volusia County Sheriff's Office just found somebody the other day that's been missing for a long time. People get found. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not quick. But we will find her. What you need to think about is when you find her, is there an opportunity or a chance that we are going to prove that you did not assist us to your full capability in this investigation? And if that is true, you need to think about the consequences of that. Consequences of hindering a murder investigation or a capital sexual battery investigation could be punishable up to probably the same charges, the same time in jail. I know you know that I don't believe what you're saying, and I know you know that I think you prioritize Stefan, but you prioritize jail. You see what I'm saying? If we come back and prove that you sat in this room and misled us, that you didn't lead us in the right direction, or that you assisted, or you acknowledged, or you knew, you're getting warning from jail.
If I knew anything, I swear I would tell you.
At 4 p.m., just minutes after Jennifer's interrogation comes to a frustrating end, a call reaches detectives about a witness who claimed to see the suspect vehicle and a man fitting Stefan's description changing a tire near Hickory Tree Road, the location where Stefan disappeared from cameras in St. Cloud. The witness reveals the exact location where locked gates separate the road from an area of private property. The property owner gives police permission to enter, and horrifically, tucked inside a long expanse of bamboo trees, Madeline's body is discovered. She's found wearing a green-colored sweatshirt and blue jeans, and her body is covered by pieces of what appeared to be hay or dry grass. The bottoms of her socks are clean, suggesting she was carried. Records would also reveal the sickening purpose of Stefan's trip to Northport while his family slept at the hotel. According to police records, at 6:34 a.m., just after arriving in Northport, Stefan attempted to log into his Google account. It was later that Chris discovered the hard drive for Stefan's computer had been removed and placed in a bin at Chris's storage facility. He handed it over to the police, where it was found to contain over 35,000 explicit images of children.
Oh my God!
In a call between Chris and Stefan recorded from the jail, Stefan is confronted with the grim reality of a long future behind bars.
The penalty for the crimes you have been charged with carry a minimum 40-year sentence. So obviously we're going to be gone. We'll all be gone. We're sad about that, obviously, because there won't be anybody here for you when you come out.
Yeah, and I'll be lucky if I have another 40 years left in me either, so.
Yeah. I wish there was a way that, you and I can have a conversation, all of us could have a conversation to understand what's taken place, how this came about, how you arrived here, because it would help us better understand the situation, because we're at a loss for understanding how all this came about. I mean, we're just totally baffled.
Well, I didn't start it.
Okay, you didn't start it, but you participated in it, which is just as bad as not starting it, but that's for another day.
Obviously, I can't get into specific details or anything, but, I mean, if you'd like to schedule a visit with me or something, maybe we can find some way to talk.
I don't know. I think we're always going to be recorded, so there won't be an opportunity to do that.
A later autopsy would rule Madeline's cause of death as strangulation. Though an exact time of death could not be determined, investigators believe she was deceased before she was taken out of the apartment and was killed either the night of her birthday party or early the following morning. The footage of the young girl seen wandering away from the church Monday morning was not Madeline, but an unfortunate coincidence that the person on camera bore a similar resemblance. Stefan is being held without bond and is currently facing multiple charges, including 13 counts of sexual battery, 7 counts of lewd molestation, 39 counts of unlawful possession of obscene materials, and first-degree capital murder. On April 26, 2024, 37-year-old Stefan Michael Stearns entered a plea of not guilty. His jury trial is set to begin on September 22, 2025, where prosecutors intend to seek the death penalty. He currently awaits his fate at the Osceola County Jail in Kissimmee, Florida. Jennifer has not been charged with any crimes related to the disappearance or murder of Madeline Soto.
Yep, that's it.